Welcome to this tutorial on how to use FL Studio if you have very little music experience, if you've never done music production before, or anything like that. I am your host, Stephanie. I'm just gonna give you what I wish I saw on the internet for a tutorial and a blueprint when I was first starting. This is perfect if you're trying to make custom music for YouTube videos, or even if you're just trying to get into music production just in general. This will be a 5-day program where we'll cover all the basics from downloading the software all the way up until like mixing and exporting. You'll be able to create your own song. We'll walk through it together. Here we go. An external mouse isn't required, but I would highly recommend it. I won't be using any like MIDI keyboards or anything like that. So as long as you've got a laptop with a working mouse on it that can left and right click, you should be good for this. And since today's day one, we're just gonna be covering the download and the setup, as well as some of the basics, just to be able to get started for the following days. So the very first thing that we're gonna wanna do is look up ImageLine or FL Studio in your browser. We're gonna go to imageline.com. This is the software that I use. Let's go ahead and click get the trial. Trial features fully functional, save projects, and export wave. Only problem is you won't be able to reopen projects saved during the trial. So go ahead and click download for Windows or Mac. Okay, while we're waiting for this to download, here are the bundles they have. There's the FL Studio Fruity Edition, which is the most basic. Then there's the FL Studio Producer Edition, the Signature Bundle, and All Plugins Edition. Now, if you're just getting started, you don't need both of these. When I first started, at first I thought I needed a few of the plugins in here, but I have since learned to work around them and find free alternatives for some of these in here. So I use the Producer Edition. If you do decide to pay for the software here, I would 100% recommend this one. It has just enough plugins here, and it allows audio recording as well. Do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Yes, you do. And then we're just gonna follow the prompts here. The terms of use, I would recommend reading these. Install for all users. Same thing here for the VST plugins. Don't worry about what those are right now. And then click install, and then next. All right, it has just finished downloading, and it's coming up with this screen. It's just saying here, if you own like a version of FL Studio, just put in your account in the About tab, and then it will take it from the trial mode to a full version mode where you're able to actually open your previously saved projects. And then just go ahead and click next. It'll have an ad, and then click finish. Nice. All right, we got the first part done. Now we have to open FL Studio. Here's where it is. We're just gonna double click to open. And then this nice, I don't even know if that's a pepper or not. We're just gonna continue in the trial mode. We can just go ahead and X out of this. Now we'll just go through the basics of what everything is at this point and all of the windows you'll need. This is a nice, beautiful screen right here. This is called the playlist. This is where pretty much any of the music that you make, any of the sounds that you create, you can click and drag into this playlist spot. And each one of these numbers represents how many measures, or basically 4 beats for simplicity. Now, so this is where it shows the view playlist. You can click it to toggle it on and off. This is the piano roll. This is where you record any of your instruments, like your piano, your basses, anything like that. In order to really work it, you just press pretty much anywhere. We'll go into this a little more in day 2 of this, but just the basics over here. And this is the piano that shows you what the notes are. All right, we can always X out of this. And then next over here, we've got the channel rack. All of your instruments will be here. You'll be able to access the piano roll from here. It's basically your hub. And then you can also create drums and whatnot in here too. We've got the mixer. The mixer over here is just really gonna show the instruments that you have in the channel rack. Other than that, this is how you really truly make it kind of sound good at the end. No need to worry about this screen right now. And then we've got the browser. Now I have all of these on here, just kind of disregard. It pretty much shows all of the plugins, aka instruments and effects that you can add. And then also samples. So basically pre-made little pieces of sounds. What we'll really only be using would be the packs section, which should come default. And you get all of these fun instruments over here. And you can just click it to hear what they sound like. Perfect. Now that we've got that covered, we can scooch this back over here. File. We can save. Let's go ahead and save it as first project I Am Awesome. And you can also scooch the location by clicking this file folder here, and you can choose where you want it on your computer. Nice. And boom. If you have saved your first file, we will not be able to re-access it. And then also, just really important note, make sure you save after doing pretty much everything. The easiest way I find to save is Control S, Control plus S. We may end up needing to purchase the producer edition. You could follow along without buying the trial, however, the days stack up on each other. So another option would be to go through all 5 days of the playlist at once, create your song, and then you can just export it right away. Here we go, that is day 1. In day 2, we'll actually start creating the song, the really fun stuff. Adios, see you tomorrow.